We all know who Kim Kardashian is because of her dramatic hourglass figure. But long before Kim was even born, this exaggerated hourglass silhouette trend was made popular by a pinup model, Betty Brosmer. Known for her blonde locks and impossible waist that measured only 18 inches round-wise, Brosmer was one of the most celebrated models of the 1950s. Before we continue this video, remember to hit that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed, and comment down below "I subscribed" to see some magic on your feed. The 50s model was born in Pasadena, California on August 2, 1935. Brosmer started her modeling when she was as young as 13 years old. One of her first modeling jobs was to pose for an advertising agency called Carnival. Throughout her teenage years, she took part in many posters, brochures, packaging of food, and covers. The reason she got all these opportunities was because of her mesmerizing beauty and her ability to portray youth everywhere she appeared. When Betty was 16 years of age, she won many beauty titles like Miss Jones Beach, Miss TV, Miss Blue Eyes, Miss Figure, and many more. As Betty became more famous during the years, she started appearing more frequently on advertising commercials, on milk cartons, and trade catalogs. Later, she became more active in appearing on covers of magazines. Since she was very young, Betty was finding out numerous ways to self-improve. This obsession led her to continue university studies for philosophy, psychology, and mental health. She always was passionate about reading and absorbing as much information as possible from the latest scientific studies in medical journals. Little did she know that all of these studies would lead her to become one of the world's most famous models later in life. Brosmer was the highest-paid model of the 50s, competing with stars such as Jane Mansfield and Marilyn Monroe. She was one of the first models that got paid a percentage for every time her photos were published, and also had all rights for every single photo of hers. Before Marilyn Monroe would be the famous commercial phenomenon in 1955, it was Betty who was the standard of female beauty and had been that way since 1948. What got her so famous and overpaid as a model was her unbelievable body measurements, 96, 45, 91 in centimeters and 38, 18, 36 in inches. It was her body measurements that gave her the title of the most gorgeous body of the 50s. She appeared in more than 300 magazine covers and participated in countless beauty contests, where she won in more than 50 of them. She was the image of hundreds of billboards across the country and hundreds of calendars. During the early 50s, she was the face of men's magazines like Cabaret, Day and Night, and Modern Man. This opportunity would later make her known as an erotic symbol all across America. Betty continued her career as a model, appearing in numerous men's magazines besides Playboy. Playboy magazine had offered her an opportunity to pose in their iconic publication, but Betty would always refuse to be photographed with no clothes on. However, refusing to pose nude did not make Betty any less of a star than she already was. Besides modeling, during the 50s, she would participate in countless beauty pageants, collaborate with countless romance novels, and even go as far as collaborating with Christian Dior. An interesting fact about this aspiring supermodel is that she started the trend of the green tree that hangs on many auto windshields. During the 50s, these green trees were bought in cards that showed Betty and her effervescent smile. These car fresheners are still sold out to this day. What made Betty such an international sensation was a contract with a famous photographer, Keith Barnard, who had spent a lifetime working on other legendary models. This modeling opportunity let Betty become one of the biggest-selling pinups of Keith's career. Her career as a pinup model only lasted through the 50s, but Betty would be nowhere near stopping her career there. In 1961, at the age of 26, this blonde bombshell got married to the famous bodybuilder called Joe Weider, and also got his last name. He was mostly known for winning the Mr. Olympia bodybuilding contest and being the creator of the IFB, International Federation of Bodybuilders. Her husband would later become one of the most famous magazine publishers regarding health. Weider released magazines such as Shape, Muscle and Fitness and Men's Health. Brosmer supported and was a big contributor for her husband's magazines for over 30 years, and was also an editor for one of the magazines he published. Her extreme waist pulled in the attention of many readers of her spouse. At that point, it was only the two magazines who drew a lot of attention, Mr. America and Muscle Builder Power. Betty's lovely face soon turned into an image for sports directed by the Weider brothers. Hard to agree on how it affected the development of lifting weights on a worldwide scale, Betty slowly became the one who would lead the masses towards fitness, by no doubt. With her appearance in the life of Joe Weider, the advancement of females lifting weights and getting involved in fitness, obviously, was all made possible by her magazine publications. They lived respectively for a lifetime and composed numerous books on working out and fitness. In 1981, Betty and Joe co-composed the Book of Weider Lifting for Women. It's as yet the main speaker on these themes. They state that she would recommend her husband to take a brief look at the Austrian bodybuilder Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because of Betty, the Terminator had gotten a liking of Weider. Surprisingly, it was Betty who pushed Arnold to the film screen. Later in her life, Betty built up her ability to business. During the 1970s, she invested her time in real estate and selling products. Power Exerciser's enormous deals were because of the way that the products were publicized by the fantastic fitness duo Betty Weider and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Recently, Betty is a magazine publisher who has decided to continue the footsteps of her husband. She writes two columns called Health by Betty and Body by Betty. These columns are regularly published in worldwide famous health magazines and translated into over 17 languages. While many health influencers have vanished with the passing of time, Betty still has maintained her legacy to this day. In 2018, a dramatization called Bigger was made, inspired by the life of this power couple. Brosmer was played out by Julianne Hough. The dramatization was generally focused on the Weider family meeting Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was a famous bodybuilder, actor, and politician. Sadly, Brosmer's husband passed away at the age of 93 in the year 2013, although Brosmer herself is still alive at the age of 83 years old. She is currently living alone in her hometown and still looks perfectly awesome even at this age. Do you think Brosmer made a mistake for not accepting the Playboy's offer? Or do you think she made the right choice? Let us know in the comments down below. If you liked this video, make sure to like this video and hit that notification bar to get notified for other interesting videos like this.